Aloha and welcome back, fellow light guardians, shifters, creators within this beautiful holographic matrix. Welcome to another one of our inspirational team meditations, our special Friday edition version of our meditation. For those of you who have been here before, you know what to expect. For those of you who may be here for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much. Allow yourself to just get comfortable, get ready. We're going to begin this meditation just by doing some gentle stretches. So for those of you who are tuned in on any platform, again, we're just going to give an extra couple moments for people to be able to join in. And what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be doing some physical stretches. We're going to be doing some like physical massage. And then from there, we're going to be going into some EFT tapping, some emotional frequency tapping. Then from there, we can do some laughter practice meditation. We'll drop into some mindfulness meditation where we're going to activate our avatar state. If you're just like, wait, what? Stand by, we'll explain it. And then from there, we will go into a little bit of a stand-up meditation exercise. So again, as people are just joining, just go ahead, just keep massaging your body, start like opening up those energy channels. Again, we're just like getting ourselves ready for the next stages of the meditation. And then within the later half of the meditation, kind of like the main thing that we work up to is this very, very powerful visualization meditation where we visualize ourselves gathering around the tree, the tree of life as guardians, to be able to use our chakra practice meditation to be able to encode intention into the grid and to be able to ripple out the inspiration so that all beings may continue to awaken. So for those of you who are just joining in, go ahead and join in simply by taking these extra couple moments just to begin bringing a little bit of awareness to your body, simply by doing some gentle massage wherever you feel called to give yourself a massage. And as you're doing this, just giving yourself gratitude in this moment. Be like, thank you, body. Thank you, hyperdimensional flesh suit that allows me to traverse the galaxies. It's crazy, right? Like your body is a spaceship, technically. And what does that make you? You know, like you are the pilot, you are the soul, you are the spirit. So again, just giving yourself a little bit of time as we get ready to move deeper into meditation, just giving a little bit of massage to wherever you need it. Massage on the upper chest. This is the pulmonary chakras. We'll be working with those a little bit later. It's like connecting with our ancestors in these chakras. And just massaging even on the upper torso, even just under the ribs, even massaging in the back if you really want to just like dig in there. So again, at this point, people are still just kind of joining. So these extra couple minutes that we have at the beginning, just inviting people to share this broadcast with some friends. If you want to be able to invite a few more people to join in, absolutely, please feel free to do that. The more people that we can have tuned in for these special Friday versions is like, yeah, just like it's powerful because it's all intentions. It's all like energy added to the totality. So again, for those of you who may be new, we do these broadcasts Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our inspirational team meditations. The broadcast is called Waking Up with Wolf. My name is Wolf, aka Mystic Spider-Man. So again, as we're here, just go ahead, keep massaging your legs, massaging your thighs. And as you're doing this, again, you're just opening up the energy channels, bringing awareness to your body, bringing awareness to your physical body, even just straightening up the spine, beginning to bring awareness to your breath again. And we do this meditation. This is like embodying that like sacred warrior energy as we do this. And eventually we're going to move our way all the way down to our feet. So go ahead, you can gently massage your feet. For those of you tuned in on Facebook and YouTube, you can't see it, but yes, massaging your feet. And again, for those of you who just are maybe not entirely familiar or new, when we massage our feet, the feet have incredibly important access to the rest of the meridians within our body. So by like massaging our feet, it's like a holographic massage that massages the entire body. So you've probably heard something like that. So again, just taking a moment here, even just straighten up your spine, breathing in this moment. And just giving yourself a little bit of that extra love. Again, we're just priming ourselves, just getting ourselves ready for the later parts of the meditation, building as a team. People are still joining on the fly. So for those of you who are just joining, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your energy. Go ahead, keep massaging. Go ahead and just like join right in. We're going to be doing a little bit more massaging and EFT tapping, and we'll do some laughter practice meditation as well. So, and again, as we're massaging here, really just taking a moment here to really just be able to reflect on the intentions. And from here, we're going to move all the way up to the face. So start massaging the face. You can even just begin by massaging a bit of the neck. So again, the intentions the intentions of these broadcasts, the intentions of these meditations. This is about being able to help us activate as real world superheroes by being able to understand and explore and practice being a multidimensional being. And what does that mean? Again, that means being able to take care of our body, take care of our physical body. It's like, and again, just keep massaging your face wherever you need it. We're just kind of like chit-chatting and hanging out, just getting ourselves ready. Imagine we're like sitting in a circle, just chilling here. And so as we do this, just massaging your body, open yourself up to gratitude. You know, it's really funny because like we have this human body is this incredibly powerful, psychedelic, metaphysical tool, vehicle, instrument, whatever you want to call it. But in a lot of ways, it's like we weren't given the instruction manual. We didn't know how to be able to use a lot of the like hidden features. So like this is us like actually being able to tap more into like those subtle energies, those subtle abilities. And a lot of that is, you know, the ability to turn inwards, the ability to be able to send out intentions, the ability to be able to ripple out waves. So through that, we're going to be creating some powerful intentions. We're going to be focusing on powerful intentions. And again, as we do this, this is about us building as a team. This is about us coming together. Like, again, you know, as the facilitator for this broadcast, like basically as we're doing this, and just keep going ahead, massage your head. We're just eventually going to move into the EFT tapping. Go ahead, massage your head. You know, even for me doing this, it's like, you know, like basically when you think about it, it's just like, okay, like I want to put out some good vibes. I want to put out some powerful intentions, and I want to help inspire people and instruct them and teach them and help them become their own leaders. And it's like, okay, I'm going to do this. And it's like, okay, I'm going to create a broadcast on the internet, and I'm going to try and invite as many people as possible to be able to like join in and add their energy. Like, who wants to join? Who wants to join? Who wants to join? Like adding our energy, and we'll create like a super laser of love that's like focused throughout the matrix. So again, massaging your ears, just give your ears a cute little massage. Massaging those cute little ears. Good job, everyone. All right, so from there, we'll move into a little bit of our EFT tapping. This is known as emotional frequency tapping. So this is when we tap our face like this, and as we do this, we're calling in intentions, we're calling in affirmations, and we're awakening the energy lines. Again, this is like pretty standard routine for those of you who have been here before, but again, going back to the idea, like what if I were to literally tell you, if you were to start every day or end every day with a little bit of body massage, meditation, mindfulness, EFT tapping, laughter yoga, like what if I were to tell you that would like literally help you like level up, you know, that can change your life, that can practice not only just bringing in these energies, but also the experience of being connected here with the team as well. So keep doing this just for a little bit more. And as we do this, we're going to speak words of affirmation. We're going to speak words of encouragement. So just taking a moment here to acknowledge that the moon is still pretty full. So it's like still like a full moon edition that we got going here. So we got a lot of energy to work with, to play with, to utilize. So as we're doing this, speak words of intention. You can say to yourself, like, I am inspired. I am balanced. I am awakening. I am a sacred warrior. I am a light guardian. I am a powerful creator. I am a magi. I am a wizard. I am an alchemist. I am a creator. I am a creatrix. I am a manifester. I am coming here to be able to help bring forth energies from higher dimensional realms to be able to help bring them into this physical reality so that we can experience heaven on earth together, or something like that, right? That's kind of what we're doing. We're kind of creating heaven on earth through individual moments. So keep tapping here. I am inspired. I am powerful. I am adorable. I am cute. I am hilarious. I am becoming more of who I am. I am grateful. I am in love with life. I am continuing to open my eyes. I am gaining sight beyond sight. I am sharpening my sword. I am tuning my instruments. I am becoming a psychedelic superhero. I am awakening the seed of the hero within me. So just listen to your heart. Speak a few more affirmations to yourself. What do you want to call in today? Beautiful. And then gently, when you're ready, you can just kind of conclude that part of the practice. Shake it up a bit. Shake your sillies out. Or shake your sillies in, whatever works for you. So again, awesome job. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. For those of you who may just be jumping in, For those of you who are regulars, you kind of know how to be able to jump in on this, so even if you're a little bit late, that's not a problem at all. And so from here, let's go into a quick round of our laughter practice meditation. This is going to help just kind of like activate the avatar state. Again, you may notice that like, hey, like we're doing things in a slightly different location. If you did notice that, for those of you who are regulars, again, this is like kind of like being broadcasted from like my new studio apartment and everything like that. So super excited to be able to like be here and creating more things with you, and awesome to be able to synchronize this with the full moon. So just creating context, now you know. So, and thank you again everyone for your support. Again, special thank you to our Patreon supporters. We're currently at 136. Our next target goal is 150. And again, Patreon is where you can support the work that I do with monthly micro contributions, get awesome perks, rewards, join as a leading member, get onto our on-air broadcast, join our team chat, lots of cool stuff. Links in my bio. Feel free to check it out. Thank you, Patreon supporters, and thank you everyone. So, laughter practice meditation. For those of you who have been here before, you know what to expect. For those of you who are here for the first time, then you're in for a treat. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple of inhale exhales. Just kind of relax the body. And then from there, what we're going to do, we're going to do a big inhale. And then we're going to focus on the exhale. So it's going to sound like this. It's going to go ha, 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 ha. And then from there, that sound, that laugh, that breath work is actually going to evolve into a cascade of laughter. And then from there, we're going to ride that laughter. We're just going to practice like bringing in this energy. So again, this is like, imagine it's just like, how would you feel if you started every single day with just like a little bit of like deep guttural belly laughter things, you know? It's like, here we go. We walk around. It's just like, man, I really wish I could laugh right now. Like I could really use a good laugh. Like quick, someone make me laugh. Make me laugh. Like do it. Like funny squirrel climbing that tree. Make me laugh. Like you can't always depend on that, but here's the tool for us to be able to cultivate laughter from within. So it's just like, okay, I don't have to worry about like popping in like Happy Gilmore for the 100th time. Like let's just kind of like sit here and cultivate our own laughter straight from the power of our heart. It's amazing. We can do this. This is one of your superpowers. So follow my lead, straighten up your spine, relax. Take a few breaths here. Deep, gentle inhale. Nice exhale, soft relax. Follow my lead. Deep inhale. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Let it roll. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe. Beautiful. Good job. So again, you can just like, I'm just laughing at the fact that I love you. Like I'm just laughing at the fact that we're here as a team. So again, you know, like even when you're in that state, feel free to even just kind of like focus on things that you're grateful for. Just like laugh at the fact that life is life, you know, that we are alive, that we are here in this gift. This is a very, very powerful time to be here. So let's utilize these sacred moments. So let's do one more round of the laughter practice meditation. Again, for those of you who may be here for the first time, you're just like, what is this? So that's totally cool. And again, even just kind of like allow the laughter, the energy. And again, it's not just me and you, it's like us and the team. There's a bunch of people here doing this together, and allow that to help make this energy a little bit more accessible. So, all right, deep inhale together. One more time. Deep inhale. Nice soft exhale. Deep inhale together. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Think of kitten mittens, cats in mittens, cats in boots. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it up a bit. Breathe. Ooh, good job. Awesome. All right. Okay, so for the next part of the meditation, first of all, if you laughed during that, if that was helpful for you, or whatever, drop a 333 in the comments. Feel free to let me know. So awesome. All right. Okay. So from here, we're gonna move into well. First of all, I'll just mention. So with this Friday meditation that we do, I always invite people to be able to kind of like dress up for it. So if you want to be able to like get any sort of additional outfit right now, any sort of like additional attire, if you want to put on like a cool wizard hoodie, if you got some crystals you want to bring out, like now's the time. Go grab your crystals, get ready for that, bring them and anchor in with that intention of, again, kind of like activating the sacred light guardian, the sacred warrior, and really being able to like use our wizard intentions to be able to send this energy like out into the grid. So that's where, again, like for me, like this is kind of like my like special ceremonial like Jedi robe shirt that I kind of wear during like special occasions, like gray Jedi mode activate. So again, inviting you, not even just for this one, but for future Friday ones. I mean, you could wear it any day that we do this, but again, feel free to kind of like dress up in a way that externally reflects like the internal light, the internal energy, the internal kind of like vibe that we are evoking here. So taking a moment to do that. Again, I just want to thank everybody for joining in. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for adding your energy. Happy full moon. It is a gift. It is an honor to be able to share this experience together. Again, thank you to your support, being able to like be in this new apartment. Like that's like a celebration together. So that is made possible because of your support. So thank you so much, everyone, again, for just like being here and for just being a part of the team. And yeah, and also the other thing that is worth mentioning is that last night we did a very, very cool team meditation, team like full moon party broadcast. Sorry, I'm just resetting the TikTok feed here. There we go. So last night, for anybody here who's just like looking for more inspiration, and then we're going to get into our mindfulness practice in a second to be able to activate our inner avatar. Last night we had a really, really cool full moon party. So I really encourage you to go check it out. Like it's our team podcast that we do once a week on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Go ahead, check it out. There's like a lot of like powerful reflections, intention, music, poetry, ecstatic dance, team meditation. And again, you can find that through my YouTube, links through my profile if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube yet. So feel free to do that. Okay, so with that said, we are going to do our mindfulness practice meditation, and what we're going to do here, we're going to visualize activating our avatar state. So our activated avatar is like our activated light guardian. It's activating this archetype that's inside of us. And so this archetype is, again, kind of like imagining yourself as like a psychedelic superhero, like a badass, like kind of like outfitted, geared up version of yourself, almost a version of you that would exist in like a fantasy video game or like a movie or something like that. That again is like a layer that is an external or internal representation of kind of like who you feel yourself to be on the inside. And maybe that's still something that you're getting to meet. You're just like, what? Like, I'm a superhero? I didn't know that. So allow yourself to kind of like play with that energy. So what we're going to do, we're going to visualize ourselves arriving at this sacred temple. This is what we usually do on Fridays. And on the second floor of this temple, there is a special mirror. And this is a very sacred mirror. And so this mirror has a reflection of you as your activated avatar self. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this mirror, and as we do this, through the power of story, we are going to kind of like bring in this energy, bring it into our field, and activate that energy. And then from there, we're going to return for the meditation. We're going to do a little bit of physical movement, physical like exercise, do some like dragon roars, and then from there, we'll go into the later half of the meditation, which is about us being able to gather around as guardians at the tree and using our chakra practice to be able to focus our energies towards a tree and then send out this energy like into the grid. So it's like really, really cool. And again, we've been doing this for quite a while. So again, this is like kind of like a regular routine that we do for Fridays. This is like our special editions that we do on Fridays. So again, thank you everyone so much for being here and for adding your energies. So with that said, just inviting you to get nice and comfortable. Taking a moment here, just honor yourself, honor the team, bring gratitude into your heart. Grab any crystals if you need it, get a drink of water, and then from there, we will gently close our eyes. And again, reminder, this is practice. This is literally just practice. What is this practice for? For yourself, for life, and for next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. Like, let's get good at meditating together as a team and like sending intentions into the grid. This is like seriously like wizard stuff that we're doing here. So shout out to you. Thank you, all the wizards. All right. With that said, gently find a place where you can be in a place of stillness. If you're like meditating, you can either just be like sitting on a chair, sitting on a bed, whatever works for you in this moment. So beautiful. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Okay. When you're ready, go ahead, close your eyes. Connecting with your breath here. Deep, gentle inhales. Soft, gentle exhales. As you breathe here and as you listen to my voice, just giving your body permission to relax. And as we move into this meditation, we're just gently going to calibrate our body, scan our body. To do this, as you continue to breathe, we're going to visualize a white light at the center of our chest, this sacred light, this sacred flame. And you're going to visualize this white light moving through your body. And wherever it moves through your body, it's gently just going to allow that part of your body to relax. So visualizing this white flame, this white light, moving through your shoulders, your chest, down your arms, past your elbows, all the way to your fingertips. Feeling this energy move through your back, down your spine, around your torso, past your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your feet. Wherever this energy moves to, just bringing that intention for that part of your body to relax as you bring awareness to it. Bringing that awareness, bringing that energy up the spine, around the back of the head, through the face, all the way to the top of the head and the crown. And so just visualizing right now, just feeling this connection with this white light. Beautiful. And so from here, visualize in this moment us arriving at our sacred temple, your sacred temple. This temple is yours. And you can visualize it looking however you wish to imagine it within your mind, within your heart. Maybe it can kind of look like some sort of ancient pyramid or something almost like a castle, something majestic, or even something quite simple. And as we walk into this temple, on the first floor, we're just going to acknowledge it briefly. There is a sacred pool, a sacred body of water. And through that pool, we can connect with our ancestors. We're going to go to the second floor in a second, but in this moment, before we do that, just allow yourself to acknowledge the pool and even just invite in any energies of your ancestors to be with you in this moment. You can use the mantra, "Be with me." So just acknowledging your ancestors, allowing them to be alongside you through this meditation, through this journey, through your work, through the rest of your day, your week, your month. And from there, we're going to walk ourselves up to the second floor of this temple. And on the second floor, you can see the sacred mirror, this beautiful mirror. It has like golden edges to it. It just looks like super magical in its own way. As you walk up to this mirror, you look in the reflection and you see your activated avatar self looking back. The you who again is visualized as like the psychedelic superhero version of yourself, the geared up wizard, the divine version of you. And you can imagine yourself like wearing like golden armor or robes, or it can be as simple as you wish. You can imagine yourself even with like a crown or a headpiece on, and just shining, just this confidence, this energy, this intention, this love, this gratitude. And so you take a moment here to look at your eyes within the mirror. And again, you see this reflection as basically like a symbol for your awareness of who you are on a higher dimensional plane. That is what this activated avatar version of yourself is. It is a symbol for your connection between your 3D form and your 5D form, if you want to call it that. So you look at yourself in the eyes here, and you see yourself looking back in this gratitude, this power. And as you breathe here in this moment, gently lift your hand up towards the mirror. And what we are going to do is we're going to count down from 5. And as we do, we are going to step through the mirror as we count down to 0. And we will emerge on the other side as our activated avatar self. So as you breathe here, 5, bring your hand up to the mirror and slowly place your finger where the mirror is, so you can like feel the surface. And the surface is more kind of almost like a liquid in its own way. 4, breathing deeply, seeing yourself in this reflection, feeling the energy in this moment, any tingling sensations up the spine. 3, dropping into this place of intention and gratitude and feeling this part of yourself. It has always been with you. It has always been inside of you. This superhero version of yourself, this activated wizard, this divine prince, princess, king, queen, the you who is here to help change the world. 2, continuing to breathe as you look yourself in the eyes, this calmness rolls over you. 1, breathing deeply, and on the inhale, you take that step through the mirror and imagine yourself moving through the mirror. Even imagine yourself kind of like closing your eyes. 0, you feel this like energy moving through you and around you as you step through this portal, this sacred mirror, and you emerge on the other side. And now you look down at your hands and your feet and your torso, and you see yourself in your activated avatar form, and you look back on the mirror, and now you see the reflection matching that which you saw, and you feel this courage, this power, this strength, this gift inside of you, and you stand a little bit taller, your chest is a little bit stronger. And just allowing yourself to take a moment here to look at your eyes in the mirror, breathing here, feeling that connection and looking at how badass you are, geared up. And again, it's like the version of you as if you're like a super awesome character from a video game or a fantasy movie or a comic book or a superhero movie. And again, this is the you who already exists in your heart. The you who is here to step into more of who you are so that you can continue to serve others. Let your representation of what you look like be a symbol for your devotion, for your duty. That is a simple way to see it. It is all a symbol to help remind you of who you are. So as you look in the mirror, gently put your hands on your chest physically. And we're just going to conclude this part of the meditation with gratitude, and we're going to continue to allow ourselves to stay in this alignment with this activated avatar form. You're going to keep this energy with you throughout the rest of the meditation and even the rest of the day and however long. And so allowing yourself to just acknowledge this energy, acknowledge this intention. And as you breathe here, looking at yourself in the mirror, just expressing gratitude for yourself, for this opportunity for all beings. Remember why you are here, to awaken your consciousness and to help others do the same. Breathing here, slowly you're going to bring our awareness back to our physical body while continuing to stay in alignment with this energy. Slowly bringing awareness back to your physical body, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, gently breathe. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. All right, good job, everyone. Okay, cool. Beautiful. All right, so again, for those of you who are just joining in for the meditation, for the Fridays one, try your best to be able to join in at the beginning when you can. That way so you can get like the full experience, the full calibration. But again, if you're here even just like partway through, that's okay. Join in. Again, you can always find the recordings for these on my YouTube channel and through my Instagram as well. So if you're ever looking for the recordings, absolutely, please feel free to join in. And so from here, we're going to move into a bit of a standing exercise or standing meditation to be able to like activate more of our energies as well. And then from there, we'll do our chakra practice meditation, visualizing ourselves arriving at the life tree as guardians in our activate avatar form. We're going to do our chakra practice meditation, focus on the intentions and the virtues, visualize this really, really strongly, and send this intention out into the grid, send this energy like as a ripple out into this energetic ocean. And then after that, after the broadcast, the meditation will wrap up at the top of the hour. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. For those of you on anything but Instagram, I'll stick around for a little bit longer just to be able to do some Q&A and to hang out and just be able to vibe with each other, to build as a team. And yeah, and then from there we'll be on our way and we'll go kick some more butt. So again, with that said, let's all stand up and move into a little bit of some body movement for this next part of the meditation. Again, this is very, very valuable, very important, and again, just being able to help kind of like activate the energies. So again, from here, just inviting you to gently stand up if you're able. If you prefer to stay seated, that's totally cool, not a problem. Grab a drink of water if you need it. Awesome. All right, so standing up here, start shaking it out. We're waking up the energy body, do some stretches, reach your arms to the sky, reach your arms in all directions, reach your arms out, reach your arms in, give yourself a hug if you need it. So again, from here, what we're going to do a little bit of vocal exercise. And for those of you who have never been here before, what this is going to look like, it's going to be like a big inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to go, and we're going to shake it up, and we're going to release any sort of stagnant energy. So release like energy, like this is like actually a physical thing that can release energy that's like built up in the root chakras and things like that, like the sacral and the solar. So again, a lot of the energy that we carry, that we recognize as like heavy energy, or kind of like that feeling of just kind of being like, oh man, like that physically builds up in a body, but we can release it through physical movement. So follow my lead and allow yourself to just get silly with this. Deep inhale together. Exhale. Shake it up. Go ahead, like get audible, make noise with it, vocalize as much as you can. Wake up your neighbors. All right, do it again. One more time. Inhale. Shake it up. Good. Shake it out. Shake out the legs. We're going to be dancing in a second. Inhale one more time. Inhale. Shake it out. Shake out any of that stagnant energy. Good. Take a breath here. Awesome. All right, so from here, we're just going to do a little bit of flow movement. I want you to kind of like imagine that you're like holding energy in your hand. Do this in a way where it's kind of like activating like your warrior, your inner warrior, kind of like this like inner kind of like Shaolin style meditation, martial arts. And so what you're doing here, you're literally just kind of like moving your hands, moving your energy in a way that's just kind of allowing you to feel energy, feel creative flow moving through you, while just being mindful with each and every single movement, not really thinking about it too much, but just being present in allowing this movement to kind of come through you. So allow this to be like a bit of a dance for you. Again, what I'm doing is just kind of like intuitively like my own thing, as I want to be able to invite you to eventually, as you start doing this, you'll just find yourself in this place where you're just like, okay, like breathe. Where does my body want to move right now? Let your body move like water, and like you can literally like focus as that, like move like water, dance like water. So just allowing yourself to even just bring any sort of like stretches to your body, just taking a moment here, feeling those angles of position. You can add like a little bit of a twist. Breathing here, connecting with your breath. And again, as you're doing this, you're just like opening up the energy channels. This is like getting ourselves ready for the next part of the meditation. Do a little bit more dance just for 30 more seconds. Again, really kind of like bring in that like warrior martial arts energy to this. Like imagine yourself kind of like doing this on the top of a mountain during sunrise. What would that feel like? Bring that energy in. Beautiful. All right, okay, put a little bit of a stance between your legs, shoulder width apart. Then from here, we're just gonna ignite the fire. We're gonna stoke the fire with our breath. Follow my lead. Put your hands just about torso. We're gonna breathe in together, and on the exhale, we're gonna go. We're gonna do this a few times. Each time we do this is like stoking the fire. It's gonna like activate the energy inside of us. Follow my lead. Deep inhale together. Big exhale. Again, inhale. One more time, inhale. Beautiful. All right, shake it up a little bit more. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, we're gonna go into our dragon roar, and then we're gonna go back down, sitting and move into our next part of our meditation. Dragon's roar. Position yourself kind of like in Warrior One. Imagine if you're gonna like kick a soccer ball. What this is gonna look like, it's gonna be like a roar, and as we do this roar, I want you to kind of like visualize like just like smoke leaving you, and this smoke is kind of like stagnant energy that you're ready to release. And again, as you do this, you can honor any sort of frustration, rage, anger, sadness. Express yourself, move it, vocalize it, get that energy moving. And as you do it, honor any sort of like frustration and anger. Honor it as like sacred love. If you're angry about something, that's because you care about something deeply. So follow my lead. This is going to be a big inhale, and on the exhale we're going to go roar. And as you do this, you can practice kind of tensing and then releasing, relaxing. So visualize this like gray smoke kind of leaving you, clearing your field, clearing your energy. Do this every day, you'll level up. Inhale together. Dragon's roar. Release. Shake it up. Two more times. Inhale again. One more time. Inhale. Release. Bring yourself to standing. Take a moment here. Again, everything that we're doing right here, it's a great practice in itself, but we're also just priming ourselves, getting ourselves ready for the next part of the meditation. Take a breath here. Take a moment here. Breathe. Feel what your energy feels like. Feel what your body feels like. You're probably feeling like a little bit of like activation, energy, like even just kind of like sweat in some cases. So just take a moment here to breathe. Calm down. Slow down. Keep your eyes open if you're dizzy. Awesome. Then when you're ready, bring yourself back down to seated. Again, you can sit on a chair, sit on the edge of your bed. You can even do this sitting down, even on a mat, wherever works for you. And then from here, we are going to move into the rest of our practice, the rest of our meditation, the activation of the light guardians at the tree. So again, thank you everyone so much for joining in. Beautiful, beautiful day for us to be able to be here together as a team. So thank you so much everyone for just adding your energy. And again, if this is your first time here, drop a 333 in the chat. Like I want you to drop a 333 that way, so we can like acknowledge who you are and see who you are. And then that way, if you do see new people joining in, like other people who may be here regulars, like feel free to say hi. Feel free to just be like, oh, welcome. Like, thanks so much for joining us. And again, we do this Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every time that we do it, it's like a different version. Friday is kind of like this consistent version. And again, think of this as practice. Think of this as like hockey practice, but it's like hockey practice to like activate like our inner archetype, our guardianship, our like wizard. So, and to just be able to bring ourselves together as a team. So awesome. Beautiful. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, Flux. Thank you, anybody else on other platforms who may be new. Again, at any point, just drop a 333 to let us know that you're new. Okay, so with that said, we're going to move into the second part, the concluding part of our practice. This is a very, very powerful, important part. And this is, again, when we get like a lot of people tuned into this is where it gets like very intentional as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to guide you through this meditation where we're going to kind of like continue to kind of like be in that activated avatar state, what we just finished activating. This is why, again, if you're here for Fridays, like do your best to be able to tune in early, because we did this whole meditation where we like activated our avatar self by looking in the mirror and being able to step through the mirror. So the activated avatar self is like the psychedelic superhero version of yourself, like the version of yourself that is like the 5D higher dimensional, like cosmic warrior version of yourself, the sacred Jedi version of yourself. And so that's why, again, for Fridays, I encourage people to even dress up, like add a little bit more of an outfit, And so what we're going to do, we're going to go through this meditation where we're going to visualize ourselves walking through a portal and arriving at what we refer to as the life tree, the tree of life. It's got like this little hill, and it's this beautiful tree, this iridescent tree. And this is like a tree that actually exists in the astral. Like we gather here as a team through our meditations. And what we're going to do, we're going to visualize ourselves all around the tree in a circle. And then we're going to work on each chakra. And as we do each chakra, we're going to make a mantra noise. That's going to be the tonation. So it's going to be E, A, O, A, U, S. And which each of those noises, the chakras, what it's going to do, it's going to be able to project a specific frequency that correlates with those chakras. And again, the chakras are like these energy discs, these spinning portals that help us receive information from beyond the present moment. So when we do this, we're also balancing our own chakras, but we're focusing our intention, and we're using the mantra as a carrier wave for that intention. And then this intention is going to go into the tree, and we're going to visualize this, and then the tree is going to kind of like send it out like a wave. It's like an amplification, almost like a radar dish. And so as we do this, again, it's sending out the intentions for the virtues. So the third eye would be the virtue of serenity. So serenity, helping others see the connection to all things, peace, bliss, things like that, seeing like the cosmic divinity within themselves. Justness for the throat chakra. This is about intention, wise timing, speaking our truth. Justness is about being able to like do things like with like a lot of intention. Heart chakra, compassion, being able to have kindness, seeing yourselves and others, seeing like the cosmic divinity in others. All of them kind of like correlate. They have like overlapping aspects. And again, kindness for ourselves, kindness for others. So pulmonary chakras, connection with our ancestors, gratitude for our ancestors. When we do this part of the meditation, we'll imagine the ancestors with their hands on our shoulders, kind of in another circle around us. Sacral, solar chakra, temperance. This is about being able to practice our willpower. You're practicing your willpower literally by showing up to these broadcasts. And we're going to continue practicing our willpower to continue to like really get like wise with our decision making and continue to invest in ourselves. Sacral chakra, cultivation of the sexual energy, the creative life force energy. Again, if you're not already, I highly recommend that you join in with the habit of cultivating that sexual energy. This basically means like not spilling your cup, so to speak, not like ejaculating. And even for females and males, that energy is carried in the testes and then it's carried in the ovaries. And again, this energy moves through the body and moves into the vitality of the organs, and it helps with the rest of the activation of the chakras, plus your overall willpower and just like creative drive. And then root chakra, patience. Patience is again just about being able to like trust in the process, being able to understand that nature has its own patterns and we are nature, and being able to visualize this connection of the roots connecting into the earth, connecting with the tree, and the branches above kind of connecting into the heavens as well. So with that said, we'll guide you through this. Again, if it's your first time, no worries. You'll able to figure it out. We'll do each chakra kind of 3 times, and we'll really focus on that intention as we do this. And as we do this, focus on the visualization. So for the brow, you can kind of imagine like a purple energy kind of coming from us, almost like spokes on a wheel, and coming into the tree and then amplifying out into the field. So the brow chakra would be kind of like a purple. Throat chakra would be like a blue. Heart chakra would be like a green. Pulmonaries would be kind of like a maroonish. Solar chakra would be yellow. Sacral would be orange. Root would be red. And again, you can kind of like visualize the colors in your own way. Add like as much detail as possible within your imagination. Really get wizardy with it. Okay, so anyways, that's the explanation for it. Let's get right into it. At this point, again, if you want to be able to like grab any sort of like extra crystals or anything like that, please feel free. I'm just gonna activate, put on my like special like headpiece. And again, for those of you who tuned in before, you've seen me wear this, but this is like my like sacred kind of like guardian headpiece that for me kind of like helps like physically embody, like it's like a physical symbol for like the energy that I personally like choose to connect with, which again is like this energy of kind of like this like divine like kind of like archetype of like sovereign leadership. So it's like kind of like this energy of like a prince or a princess or a king or a queen. And again, the only reason that I wear this is to be able to like help give all of us permission to be able to like see that prince, that princess, that king, that queen within ourselves. So again, wear anything that you choose in this moment to kind of like help you like activate into that archetype, because you are like this divine king and queen, prince and princess. And again, it's something you grow into. I'm not saying you need to like just let the story unfold. So All right, so with that said, moving into this part of the meditation, activate your light guardian crystals if you got them. And so from here, thanking everyone again for being here, thanking everyone for adding their energy, thanking everyone for being a part of this team, growing together as this team of shifters, of light guardians. So when you're ready, gently go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to relax in this moment. Relax your face, straighten up your spine. Begin connecting with your breath. We'll calibrate our body very swiftly, visualizing this white light from the center of our chest moving through our body. And as it completely moves through our body, we'll just activate ourselves once again into our avatar form, which again is like the psychedelic superhero version of yourself, that you are the physical, the visual symbol of your connection to that energy inside of you. So feeling this white light energy move through your chest, down all the way to your arms, your fingers, down into your torso, your hips, all the way down to your toes, up to the top of your head. Take a deep, gentle inhale together. Then on the exhale, imagine this kind of like light expanding and revealing your activated avatar self, the you that you connected with a little bit earlier in the meditation. This like badass wizard version of yourself, the sacred warrior, the light guardian. And now from here, as we continue to breathe, visualize in this moment a portal in front of you. And this portal is a portal that will take you to the dream tree. So together, with a deep, gentle inhale, begin stepping through the portal. And on the exhale, you emerge on the other side. And now you're in this space where you look to your left and your right and you see other portals opening as other light guardians arrive at this place, arrive at this location. And you are standing at the bottom of a small hill, and above you on the top of the hill is this beautiful tree, this life tree. It has this incredible color to it, this pulse to it, this aura to it, these iridescent colors, greens, purples, golds. You can see this magic emanating off of it. And so you begin walking up the hill, and eventually all of us gather around this tree together here in circle, in ceremony, in service. And so take a moment here to visualize and look around you, look at all the other faces, see all the other light guardians, see familiar faces, see new faces, acknowledge each other as tribe, acknowledge each other as team. We are doing this together. So let our energy be intentionally directed as a collective energy. Breathing here, focusing on the tree. As we move into this next part of the meditation, if you wish, you can imagine to incorporate the paradigm shift sigil. That sigil, that symbol, for those of you who aren't familiar, it kind of looks like a compass or a star. And you can almost kind of visualize this like on your back, almost like a tattoo. And through this energy, it just helps direct and focus the energy that we'll be projecting towards the tree. And so as we move through each chakra, imagine like this energy moving from your heart and carrying the intentions as we focus. Intentions of love, gratitude, and then the specific intentions associated with the virtues of each chakra. So standing here around the circle, we'll go through each chakra and we'll do it 3 times for each one. Starting together with the brow chakra, everyone standing in a circle together. We'll take a couple deep, gentle inhales and exhales, and the sound will be the sound E, as in ski, and the virtue is serenity. So serenity for all beings. May all beings see with sight beyond sight, connect to the wisdom and the divinity within themselves so that they can help others awaken to that as well. So breathing here, deep, gentle inhale together. Nice soft exhale. Deep inhale together, the sound E visualizes beam connecting with the tree, serenity. E. Again, deep inhale, serenity, visualize this color purple. Inhale. One more time. Inhale, serenity for all beings. Continuing to breathe here, moving into the throat chakra. Again, as we do each one, visualize with as much detail as possible, all of us projecting these beams from our being, from our chest. They connect with the tree. And as you do this, you also align with these virtues. You receive this energy that we are putting out. You receive this connection with the tree, this connection to the Mother Earth, to the heavens above, to the roots below. Inhale, exhale together. Soft exhale. Inhale together, the sound A, justness for all beings. Inhale. A. Focus on the color blue. Visualize these beams. Inhale again. Once more, inhale. Beautiful. Breathing here, we'll move into the heart chakra. At this point in the meditation, visualize, if you choose, holding hands with the people next to you. Holding hands, connecting there. And again, as we do this, basically, like if you need further visualization reference, basically visualize this as like all of us doing like a Care Bear stare. So you know in Care Bears how they like shot beams of light from their chest? That's essentially what we're doing. And so again, that light connects with the tree, and you can visualize this tree pulsating and sending this energy out further so that it reaches all corners of the dream, so that all beings continue to activate into it, so that it primes the field, it primes the energy. What we are doing here is making a difference within our practice and the collective. The sound is O, compassion, compassion for all beings. The color is green. Deep inhale, exhale on your own. Soft exhale. Inhale together, the sound O. Inhale. O. Inhale again. O. Once more. O. Moving into the pulmonary chakras, the chakras in our shoulder blades, connection with our ancestors. In this moment, visualize our ancestors gathering around us in this circle with their hands on our shoulders. So there's a circle of us and then another circle behind us of our ancestors. Feeling that connection and calling in any sort of connection with our ancestors or guides, allowing that energy to amplify as we continue to focus our intentions together towards the tree and out into the dream. The sound is awe. The color is more of a maroon. The intention, gratitude, connection with our ancestors, connection to our ultra memory. Deep inhale together, right into it. The sound awe. Inhale. Awe. Inhale again. One more time. Gratitude for ancestors. Beautiful. Moving into the solar sacral chakra, the solar chakra, temperance, willpower for all beings. The sound is U, the color is yellow. Focusing on this intention, willpower, temperance for all beings, temperance for you as well. Deep inhale together, the sound U, right into it. Inhale. Inhale again. Once more. Beautiful. Moving into the sacral chakra, cultivation of our sexual energy, connection to our creative energy, healthy balance with this energy, honoring it, allowing this to be something that can be something that we can invite others to be able to be aware of and connect with as well. The color is orange. The sound is M, like Focus on this intention for all beings. May they all be aware of the creative life force energy within themselves. Deep inhale together, the sound M. Inhale. Inhale again. Once more, inhale. Root chakra, patience, the color red, patience for all being, the sound S, sizzling of the fire, rising of the serpent, patience for all being, last one for day. Really focus this energy into the tree, receive patience in return. Patience being sent out, connection, may all beings know their connection to the roots, to the connections to this love, this dream, this energy, this power, this family, this tribe. Deep inhale together, the sound S. Inhale. Straighten up your spine. Again, inhale. One more, inhale. Beautiful. Moving into the conclusion of this meditation, take a moment here to breathe. Look around you, see all these amazing faces, all of these beautiful, badass, activated avatars, these light guardians, all of us gathering here, showing up in service, intention, and purpose. Concluding this part of the meditation, visualize yourself even walking up, releasing hands and going up, giving people hugs, saying hello to people, celebrating, congratulating, cultivating this energy, carrying this energy with us. This tree is pulsating this energy, and we've received energy from it in return. And even if you want, you can go up and even give the tree a hug. However you choose to kind of take these moments to conclude this part of the practice and this meditation. You can even see me amongst the crowd, even come up, give me a hug if you choose. I see you, I thank you, I am proud of you, I honor you. And slowly, as we prepare to return our awareness back to our physical body, know that you can return to this place at any time. So give yourself that permission, allow this energy to carry with you throughout your day, throughout your week, and build this momentum, and allow it to continue into the rest of your tasks, your works. May you carry this compassion, this kindness, this consciousness with you. Beautiful. Concluding this meditation, gently bringing awareness back to the physical body. Slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes, and return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. Awesome. Take your time. Welcome back. Amazing job. Good job, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, for adding this energy. Again, continue to carry this energy with you, activating that sacred guardian, that sacred warrior, that sacred wizard within inside of you. So we're wrapping up the broadcast on Instagram. I'll restart the feed in a second, but for everybody here who is officially just watching the first part, please feel free to stick around for some more Q&A hangouts. But for everyone else, much love. Thank you everyone for your space, for being here, for adding your energy to the team. So the Light Guardian within me sees and honors the Light Guardian within you. Check out our Patreon, join our team chat, invite one more friend to be here next time, and we'll be here again Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ow, ow, ow. I'll see you in the future. Alright, there, just had to finish it to properly save it on Instagram, and now I'm literally just going to restart the broadcast on Instagram. And cool. All right. Okay. So for everybody who's still here, good job, team. Yeah, we did it. Wow. Another epic team meditation. So thank you so much. Again, if that was your first time here, please feel free to leave a 333 in the comments. Please feel free to leave any sort of feedback. How was that for you? Again, what we do here, we just take an extra little bit just to be able to hang out together as a team, just to be able to answer any sort of Q&A questions. So yeah, super appreciate everybody being here. I'm just going to read some of the comments on YouTube as we're hanging out here. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Star Soul. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, One Love. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Javier. And thank you to NZ Weather. Thank you to anybody else who's on Facebook who I can't see the comments for right now. Again, if you're on Facebook, make sure, if you choose to, if you want to join on YouTube, then I can always see your comments. Otherwise, I can't see your comments until afterwards for those of you on Facebook. So NZ Weather asking the question, how should my breath be during the process? Relaxed or slow or deep? So good. Thank you, NZ. Great question. So again, I think that's something that, you can play with, you can kind of experiment, allow yourself to just kind of be in a place where ultimately you're just kind of feeling relaxed, feeling present. You can play with the different styles of breath. Again, I think just being able to make sure that you get a full breath, a deep breath, is very important. Because again, it's the breath is kind of the pump that kind of determines the velocity of the mantra, so to speak. I almost think of it as literally when we do mantras, I almost think of it as kind of like a it's gonna kind of sound kind of silly, but almost like a super soaker or something like that. This is I've never used this analogy before, but with the super soaker, how you have to pump it a few times. You'd be pump, 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 and then it gives it a nice velocity, and you're and then you shoot it, and then the mantra is so you can imagine the mantra is like water, so it's this beam, it's this intention, and it's a point of focus. So again, it's you can imagine the mantra, that's the mantra is the noise. The mantra actually carries intention with it. So the mantra, you can imagine it kind of being this energy, the energy beam, and then the intention is kind of like a spiral, kind of almost like an orbit around it. Again, that's kind of a weird visualization, but it gives you something to work with. So again, when you use mantras, again, if I'm using if say I'm okay, I'm gonna send love, to whoever's here right now, and then what I would do, I'd be oh, and then the sound actually carries the intention. It moves it through the ether. I don't know, how do you explain that? It gets into quantum stuff. It's ethereal stuff. But that's how they explain it. Again, the interesting thing is, this is kind of a side note here, but you listen to stories of people who have had experiences with with multidimensional beings, specifically in DMT realms and stuff. You hear Terrence McKenna talk about this, and he talks about this idea that you go into these other spaces and there's these entities, and they will basically, from his experience, tell you, they instruct you. They're just I'm just gonna take this off. They basically say to you, use your voice, your voice will create things, use your voice to create objects, watch, we can do this too. And so they would visualize an apple and go, and then the noise would actually create this object. It would bring it into form. It's crazy, right? Again, it's kind of this dynamic to this metaphysical reality that I think a lot of us just aren't fully aware of. But it's undeniably obvious that the voice is actually incredibly powerful, incredibly sacred, And I think it's something that is often like underutilized. So again, you know, even when you look at like some of like the ancient stories of creation, they said, you know, it's like the word, like the very first thing was like the word, and the word was God, or something like that, right? But again, it's basically saying that like the very first thing within the process of the creation myths was sound, was vibration, right? So again, like the mantras and everything like that, when we're doing the mantras, we're literally like creating a frequency that's like a sacred frequency that correlates with the different chakras, that correlates to these like specific vibrations. So it's a very, very interesting thing just to be able to like be aware of. And I think like again, it's something that is like can be directly experienced. It's something that you can practice. And so I know like with a lot of people, when they start doing the chakra practice meditation, you start to feel the chakras. You start to become aware of that subtle energy. So even for like the heart chakra and the throat chakra, those are usually the most obvious ones. But even still, like, you know, if you like do the sound like you can feel the vibration in that part of your body. Do the sound O, like you can feel it. You can feel it in the correlating aspects. So again, like the different mantra noises, like these aren't just like randomly made up. Like this is like kind of like ancient tones, ancient frequencies, in the same way that, you know, it's like a musical scale. Like, you know, each color has its own frequency, has its own like frequency of light. So you can kind of like think of it in that same way, and then each color has its own kind of correlating sound to it. It's crazy. It's like super dynamic, but the entire reality that we live in is like based on harmonics. So if you actually start understanding harmonics and scales, you can actually understand a lot about consciousness and just kind of the way how this world works. So again, with the mantra practice, that's why I encourage people to like, you know, spend a little bit more time doing with it, play with it in its own way. I'm just reading some of the comments, so I'll do that in a second. For anybody who's leaving some more like questions and everything, NZ says, so can feel it. It's okay to get images during the process, even if it's not always on topic. Sometimes I go off on a tangent. Yeah. So okay. So NZ, great point. So NZ and Blake, thank you. I'm glad you're able to join in anytime. So NZ is basically just saying that, you know, like, hey, okay, if I'm doing the mantras and the meditations, and then I notice my mind wandering, what do I do there? So similar to the other practices that we do in the other parts of the week, like in relation to practicing mindfulness, use the mantra practice as a way to be able to observe when your thoughts wander and gently bring them back. Like it's almost expected that your mind's going to wander, your thoughts will wander, they might go on a tangent. And so when you're doing that, use the mantra or use the intention or just kind of use the present moment as a focal point. So that's where like doing the mantra meditation can actually be a really great way to practice maintaining a focal point. So that's where like even if you choose to do like one after the other and then you kind of do 5 rounds, so you commit to it, you sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna do 5 rounds, or you can do it one at a time through 5 times each. But again, it'd be like E A O A U S, and then when you do that, you just kind of like lock yourself into that practice. And then when you notice your mind kind of wandering, bring it back to either the sound, bring it back to the intention, bring it back to the breath. So NZ, yeah, like it's going to be expected that your mind wanders, but again, that's actually like part of the exercise. You actually want to observe when your mind wanders and then use your willpower to bring it back. So again, it's like lifting weights. I've explained this before. So when you're lifting weights at the gym, you know, you pick something up, you know, and you kind of like release it. Like if you're doing a dumbbell like curl, you move it out and then you pull it back. It's when you pull it back, that's when the muscle gets built. When you release it, like that's not so much like building the muscle, but it's when you pull it back, that's when you strengthen it. So in the same way, like this is our focus, and then this is our focus, and then our thoughts kind of wander, and then we pull them back. We focus, our thoughts wander, and then we pull it back. And then so what's going to happen over time is that you'll notice your thoughts will naturally wander, but you'll get good at bringing them back to whatever your focal point is. And again, your focal point can be in meditation, it can be your breath, it can be a mantra, but in practical aspects of your life, it can be like a project you're working on. It can be like art you're making, you know, it can be like taxes or something, you know, sometimes it's like things you don't want to do, but you have to be able to like, you can be homework or whatever, right? So again, just being able to like reclaim your focus is such a powerful thing that, you know, we've talked about in other broadcasts that like a lot of people, they just like, they give away their focus without really even like thinking too much about it. So Okay. NZ Weather, let me know if that kind of like answers your question. Again, any of the questions here, like I'll do my best to answer them, but again, like I'm just human. I'm still learning with you. So again, we're still students together. So Tim Patterson says, "Hey Wolf, hey Tim, thanks for joining. I'm moving a lot of cerebral spinal fluid up my spine with this ascension. I feel like there's a blockage between my shoulder blades. Do you have any recommendations?" So for that, Tim, like I can't really say like again like anything I'm gonna say to you right now is like my best guess. So again, like take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a doctor, like whatever. Like I'm just some guy learning this too. Um, I mean, that's not something that I can really share too much about because it's not something that I have like personal experience with. But if I were to kind of like give my best guess, I would say again, like if it's kind of like in your shoulder blades, like that could be kind of like related to the heart area. We do have the connection with the pulmonaries. The pulmonaries are actually kind of like closest to the shoulder blades. So again, the pulmonary, there's a lot of chakras. Like a lot of people like even just with the 7 chakras, like there's more than the 7 chakras. There's like kind of like micro chakras, and then the 7 main chakras are kind of like the ones that we just kind of like identify. And in so like these chakras, these are called the pulmonary chakras. And again, anything that I'm talking about chakras, this is based on like ancient Gnostic practice. So this isn't just me making this up. This is stuff from like thousands and thousands of years ago. So the pulmonary chakras are obviously close to the shoulder blades, which is what you're talking about. So if anything, I would just kind of like focus on, you know, maybe spending a little bit of time, even just kind of like reflecting on like connecting with that ancestral memory, connecting with kind of like, you know, even just kind of like working on kind of like giving forgiveness to your past or your past ancestors or whatever. Again, I don't really have an answer for that. It's going to be something personal to you. It could even be like related to the heart chakra as well. So again, even just like practices of self-love, of, you know, just like changing up a few habits or things like that. Like I'm sure you're probably doing fine, Tim, already, considering you're already conscious enough to be able to intentionally be kind of like moving that energy up. And again, maybe it isn't even blocked. Maybe it's not. Like maybe it's not blocked. Maybe the fact that it's blocked is actually just like, you know, like, and I'm not questioning you. I'm just kind of questioning, you know, for any of us. It's like why? Why are we choosing that story? And is that story actually true? Like, is it actually blocked in your shoulders, or does it just kind of like how do you determine whether or not it actually is blocked in your shoulders? Or is that just something where the idea came and you're just like, oh yeah, it feels blocked, okay, and then you kind of like hop onto that idea and now you're like, oh, now I have to figure out a solution. But maybe it's not blocked. Maybe it's not blocked in your shoulders or whatever. And if that's the case, you can even just practice kind of like releasing that idea, because maybe it's the idea itself that is actually like preventing kind of like the process that you're seeking. Again, this is just me like taking a swing at it. So Tim, I give you the best answer that I can, but I mean, again, you know, in terms of practices, I would say like, you know, take a look at the pulmonary chakras, connection with like past life, ancestral connections, connect with the heart chakra. But yeah, it's a great question, Tim, and I really appreciate it, and I applaud you for again being able to like do that intentional process, because again, like what Tim's talking about is like the process of, again, like the fluid, the cerebral fluid is like literally like, again, like the fluid that cultivates through our ovaries, our testes, and this fluid like literally moves up the spine, more so with males. I'm not exactly sure physiologically if it works quite the same with females, energetically more or less, but physiologically with the males, like this energy that we hold like in our testes, which again, it's like sacred, it literally creates life, right? This energy, you can literally like move it up your spine, and and as Tim was saying, it connects to our nervous system, and then it actually like connects into like the cerebral cortex, like it connects into the brain. So it's almost like a lubricant for the brain, and that's where it kind of gets into this idea that for astral projection and deep dreaming and stuff like that, cultivating the sexual energy is actually vital, because it kind of like adds like a central component to like the equation, where again, it's like literally like this fluid that kind of like goes into the brain and it kind of like increases conductivity or something. Again, like this is my best guess. I'm like I guess that makes sense. I guess that's kind of how it works. It's one of those things where, you know, through personal experience is kind of like the best ways to be able to understand. Tim was saying, I moved a lot from my sacral. Now it seems to be backing up behind my heart. So, yeah, Tim, I mean, if what I said was like of some value to you, just, you know, feel free to let me know. And maybe even just like asking that was also something that somebody else needed to hear too. Johnny says, I want to say thank you personally again. I tried last night during the full moon meditation. Thank you for keeping me in line on my journey. The lady that does my clearings invited me to ascend into the Akashic record realm and do clearings myself once I am ready. Wow, Johnny, thank you so much for sharing. And Johnny, I'm glad to hear that again. You know, like that really excites me when I hear people talking about like things that they're learning through these meditations, through the habits that we're building, like to actually carry it with you into your own practices, right? Like again, anything that I'm doing, it's great if you're doing it with us, but like spend time in your own practice, like going through the chakra practice. It's going to be different when you're doing it on your own. So, and again, if you need the cheat sheet for that, like the visual cheat sheet, just send me a message on Instagram and I can send you the cheat sheet for that, or watch one of like my 1-minute videos on my TikTok. That's like the chakra instructional. I'm going to read here. Meditation felt quite vibrational and stirring. What chakra can they flare up or resonate at certain time? With chakras, can they flare up or resonate at certain times? My third eye yesterday. Yes, often thoughts were a distraction. I shouldn't have it. Yeah, no. So Enzi, just going back to your other comment again about like the thoughts, like no, like see, that's the thing. Like a lot of people think like meditation is like almost like trying to like push thoughts away, or like if you have intrusive thoughts, you're doing it wrong. Like the whole practice of meditation is about being able to like develop your skills as an observer and also kind of as like the controller within your mind. So it's like your mind will kind of like be like almost like a place that you're observing, and then thoughts will kind of arrive, but then you're almost like the manager. You're like the floor manager for your mind. So again, like with meditation, you'll want to observe when thoughts kind of like come or your focus kind of distracts itself, and then you intentionally bring it back to whatever point of focus it is that you're focusing on. So no, it's not bad that you're having distracting thoughts. The fact that you're having distractive thoughts, those are the weights that you get to lift. So that's an opportunity for you to practice bringing your focus back. So and NZ Weather was saying, with chakras, can they flare up or resonate at certain times? My third eye yesterday. I would definitely say that, yeah, like different chakras will notice them differently at different times. And this is actually something where I think like a lot of people, like they do experience a connection with their chakras, but they don't really think about it. They don't associate with it. They don't really correlate what they're experiencing with the part of the chakra. So again, with the heart chakra, oftentimes, like if that's like kind of like activated, we feel this in this like, you know, like this compassion, this like super just presence. You know, if you're like in love, you're like looking at, you're eye gazing with someone, you're just like, oh my God, like what is this feeling? Like, you know, or just like with puppies or something, like, you know, it's like, it's kind of interesting that like when you think about it, whenever we like react to something instinctively, it's interesting because usually the noises we make correlate intuitively to different chakras. So it's like, you know, when we see something cute, we're like, aww, aww, aww. And like that is like one of the noises that we do for the pulmonary chakras, the aww. But again, it's kind of like still in the heart area. And then even still, like if you see things, you'd be like, oh, 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 it's so cute, oh. And that's like us, like doing the heart chakra noise, the oh. And then again, you see this with the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, the sound is M, it's mm. And why do we make that noise intuitively when we're like eating, when we're feeling something kind of like in that lower part of our belly, right? Like, so again, like the correlating chakras correlate to like different physical organs. So again, like when we're feeling satisfied in our sacral chakra, we'll make that noise. We'll go mm. So it's kind of funny, right? So, and then I think that's why Canadians, like why we say A all the time. We're like, how's it going, A? Like that's like us like activating our throat chakra and just like apologizing more than we need to. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Meta Canadian joke. So yeah, like again, and as you kind of do these practices, it's good to just kind of like be aware of kind of like the sensations that you'll feel. Yeah, like some people, they do become aware of kind of like the pulsation in like the third eye. They'll feel like a little bit of pressure there as well at certain times. So yeah, it's just something where like as you start becoming more of aware of your energetic body, you'll start to be able to identify like with the different chakras physically. You'll be able to feel them and you'll be able to observe them and you'll be able to kind of listen to them. Like that's the important thing. It's something I haven't really talked about this too much. I actually did a super super powerful like chakra clearing meditation a while back, like super super powerful. But basically, what it was is we went through the meditation. We basically took time listening to each chakra. Like we would sit with the chakra and we like, okay, like heart chakra, what do you need? What do you need right now? And that's actually a really powerful practice that I would invite you to do. Is to be able to, again, basically, like if you feel as you're developing awareness with your chakras and you feel certain things, check in would be like heart chakra. Like, what do you need? What do you need right now, heart chakra? And again, kind of listening to the wisdom of the heart. This is again where we can kind of like hear, and our heart chakra might just be like, oh yeah, like I need like to just take care of myself right now. I need to slow down. I need to spend some alone time, or maybe I need to spend some social time. Maybe I need to spend some time in nature, right? And so even going back to the correlation of the sensations in a chakra, the most common chakra that we feel, that most people feel, is actually like the root chakra. And again, that's because like the root chakra is associated with the cult, like the sexual energy. So like a lot of like that primal energy, like the root chakra is kind of the chakra that we kind of like are most engaged with. And that's where, again, it's kind of like you raise your awareness from the chakras up. So again, that's where if you were to try to explain this in terms of like society, basically they would explain it and be like, oh yeah, a lot of people in society are actually living from their root chakra, their sacral chakra, their solar chakra. They're kind of living from these solar chakras. And what does that mean? So again, it's kind of like this idea of the root chakra can be very much kind of like an egoic survival protection mentality, where it's like, I need to survive, you can't have things, I need things, da, 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 da. And this is where it can, like, the ego can kind of like thrive off that. And again, with the root chakra, again, like that's like literally, again, where the connection with like the sexual energy is also correlated, the root and the sacral. This is where, again, if you're a human, you've experienced times where you feel like arousal, or you just feel like really, it's like you're in heat, or again, like for females, they have like hot flashes and things like that, or if they're menstruating and things, they'll feel this energy. There's like, oh my God, it's like there's a fire down there, like what is happening? And that's like actually like in a correlation to your chakras. So if you're in a state where you're like in a state of like arousal, that's usually like a way, like not usually, that is like your like root chakra, like kind of like activating like in that moment. So again, like that's like one of the easiest chakras to kind of like play with, to be able to like become aware of. And then from there, it's about being able to balance it and ultimately make sure that like, you're controlling it. It's not just controlling you, because that's where a lot of people in the unconscious behaviors, the root chakra is just kind of like activating, and then they just kind of like act on it. And that's where, again, instead, if you begin working with the other chakras, you begin correlating, more the compassion and the temperance from your solar and your sacral, and then you become aware of how to integrate that into the relationship with your root chakra as well. So instead of being like, oh man, like I just want to go out and like, like bang people and stuff like that. That's how some people act, right? They literally come off in that energy. And then if you're kind of aware of that, or even just like be like, oh, I'm going to just watch pornography and just ejaculate all over again. And I do this every day, right? Some people do this, but again, once you kind of like bring yourself more into the higher chakras, the temperance of the solar, and the awareness of the cultivation of the sacral, and then the heart compassion, the compassion for yourself, like you can allow yourself to be like, well, what's the best thing for me in this moment? Do I want just like the gratification of that physical sensation, the fascination of it, or do I want to cultivate that energy and invest in myself and put it towards other things that are going to help me just kind of like show up as my best self, and help me just kind of, again, allow, like, you can put it into your creative work and everything like that. Like, if you think about it, like, again, there's nothing wrong with sexual energy. It's about being able to have a healthy balance with it. And a lot of people don't have a healthy balance with it. Like, like when you think about it, like you almost want to approach it from like an altruistic perspective, where it's like, okay, if I can either choose to kind of like gratify myself with this sensation, with this fascination, and if you've done that like 5 times this week already, do you really need to do it? Like, do you really, like, aren't you just kind of indulging? Or I can kind of use this energy for like helping others, for mowing the lawn, for working on creative tasks, for getting stuff done, for building my business, for being present with my family and my friends. And again, it's like a charge. It's like a battery charge that literally like it builds up. Like it as you cultivate that energy, like be it for like a few days and eventually a week, it charges, it builds this charge. And then when you physically, like, that's why, like, again, like when you're using that energy, like ideally you want to use it like in partnership. Like you can do it with yourself. Again, I'm not shaming anything. It's about having a healthy relationship, and doing it with yourself is very powerful. But when you're in that moment of like orgasm, like that is like an electrical discharge. All your battery is kind of like built up, and then it's an electrical discharge, and then again that discharge is also like this transference of energy. And that's why when you do it with a person, it becomes this very, 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 very powerful and sacred alchemical process that can actually, like, again, kind of like help activate, again, like sex in itself, like when done with intention, can be a very like activating, like there's like a science to it, where it's like if the male and the female, or the male and male, or female and female, when two humans come together and they share in that space, like it can literally like activate like parts of themselves. So it's a very, very interesting thing. All right. Okay, just looking at some of the comments here. Again, if any of this resonates with you, please feel free to just drop an 1111 in the chat. I'll stay on here for about maybe like 10 more minutes, and then we'll wrap this up. Yeah, so, and again, with any of the chakras, I just remind you, it's not just about opening your chakras, it's about balancing them, right? So again, like the easiest one that I can give an example, some of the easiest would be like throat chakra. So again, like a closed throat chakra is like someone who has trouble speaking their truth, and even speaking at all. You know, they've probably been told, be like, oh, shut up, you're not worthy, and that can affect our throat chakra. The overly open throat chakra is someone who like talks more than they need to, and they probably don't listen as much, and they're always kind of just like talking, and then, you know, you might be the person be like, man, can you just calm down, like just you know, can you just be aware of like kind of like my boundaries, and just kind of like slow down a little bit. And so again, what you want is the balance of any chakra, where the balance is being able to speak your truth, but not always just like pouring and speaking too much and just exhausting other people. And again, same with the heart chakra. Super closed heart chakra, you have trouble trusting people, have trouble expressing yourself. Overly open heart chakra, you're trying to like help everyone, you're trying to make like so many new friends, but then ultimately, if your heart chakra is overly open, you're probably not setting boundaries properly for yourself, and then eventually that usually ends up in you getting hurt. If your heart chakra is overly open, usually the lesson there is eventually you either A, exhaust yourself, or B, someone takes advantage of your boundaries and you end up getting hurt. And then so that's where, again, it's kind of like, oh, okay, my heart chakra is too open. Let's dial it back a bit. Let's still be loving and compassionate, but let's have clear boundaries. And again, when you say no, you're also saying yes to yourself. So again, I've said that message a bunch of times, but for anyone who needs to hear it today, that's important. So again, that just creates context where, as you start to become aware of this, you can start to become aware of like how to work with the chakras. And so you can kind of become aware and be like, oh, like, you know, like, actually, you know, now that I think about it, I think my throat chakra is kind of closed, because I don't speak my truth. Okay, all right, how can I practice that? So again, like that's where like even doing the mantras is one way, but yeah, like even like singing, like activating like tonal voice and everything like that. Like you have a beautiful voice. Your voice is so powerful. So again, like, and being in community, just being with others who are on this journey, being with people who are supporting you, that definitely makes a difference. Okay, I'm just gonna read some of the more of the comments here. Thank you again, everyone. Again, reminder, if you guys like enjoy the energy and the value and the time that I spend here doing stuff, please consider signing up to the Patreon when you're able to. Patreon, again, is just a monthly micro contribution, and that's where you can get like more perks within the community. You can join our team chat, join as a leading member, join on air for broadcast, have access to me as your conscious media creation coach, discounts for the shop, lots of cool stuff. So again, the Patreon makes it possible so that we can be here, and I can like show up and answer questions and help people who are just like here, just be able to, you know, synchronistically connect with the team. And the link for that's through my profile. So we're working towards 150, and we're currently at about 136, give or take. So again, please feel free to ask me any questions about that, and thank you to our Patreon supporters and everyone. All right, NZ says, was there another question above NZ? I'm not sure if I saw it. Okay, I'm just gonna read some of the comments here. When I am needy of others or of attention, can asking my chakras give me the answer on what's right? NZ, that's definitely something that you can try. That's something that you can experiment with yourself. Again, you know, just kind of get into that place where, as you become aware, and just like if you're feeling like you're needy, or if you're feeling like you're kind of like in that place where you're wanting attention, like check in, like why do you want attention? And you can allow yourself to just kind of like get like really like raw and honest with yourself, while also acknowledging your needs and honoring them, you know, because it's okay. Like it's okay to feel like you need attention and everything like that. But at the same time, you want to do it in a way where you're also like honoring other people, right? Like you don't want to just be like, constantly begging for other people's attention, or else that's not really fair to them. But listen to your heart, where again, like, if you're checking in with the wisdom of your heart will just kind of like help you answer that question of what do I need right now. And sometimes it's like the simple things. It's like, oh, I need to like get sleep, I need to drink water, I need to get sunshine, I need to like spend time in nature, I need to meditate, I need to exercise. So instead of just kind of like jumping to like oh my god, like what are my needs, and I need someone else to like externally meet these needs, before you start seeking external help, figure out what you can do within your own sovereignty to be able to help meet those needs within yourself. And again, I think a lot of it is like kind of like the simple things. Like it's just like, oh, like I'm just hangry, that's what I am. Like I didn't know that. But again, it's okay to like acknowledge that part of our needs are meaningful social interaction. That's actually one of our needs. Like that is equally as important as food and sunlight and sleep and water, is meaningful social interactions. So especially right now, I think a lot of us are probably feeling that, where we're just like, oh, like there's something missing, there's something I need, like there's some, like my soul is craving, it's yearning, and it's yearning for meaningful social interaction. It took me a while to figure that out, where for a while I'm like, I couldn't, like I'm like, what am I missing right now? Like I'm doing everything, but there's something I'm not getting. There's some sort of nutrient that is not being met. And it turned out it was meaningful social interaction. So, no problem, Enzi. I appreciate the questions. Blake says, my throat chakra is very open. I often have to dial it back. And that's good, Blake. It's good that you're aware of that. Again, we'll go through periods. Like, I'm sure we'll experience moments like that where we're just like, ooh, like I shouldn't have said that. Like, and again, that's where it brings it back to the virtues. The virtues of the throat chakra is a virtue of justness, which means like saying things with intention, saying things in good timing. So this is something that I invite you to carry with you. If you have something that you feel like you like want to say to someone, check in before you say it, and just like, instead of just like saying it right away, kind of like be the observer, and then allow yourself to just be like, do I need to say this right now? Do I need to say it right now? And I mean, sometimes it, if it's like a compliment or just like something from a heart space, that can be okay. But even still, sometimes from things with a good intention, it's good to just kind of check in and be like, do I need to say this right now? Meaning, could I literally say it like an hour later or something like that? Or maybe say it a week later, or maybe listen to your heart, and your heart will know when to say it. It's better to do it that way, opposed to just like rushing in and then saying it and then having to backpedal and be like, oh crap, like that's usually how lessons work, where we go through these experiences where basically we'll go through something and we'll kind of make a quote unquote mistake, and then we'll kind of have to backstep. What we want to get good at doing is that as we kind of connect into our heart and connect into our internal wisdom, our internal guidance center, our internal like GP, what's that? GPS? That's what your internal like soul compass, your GPS. When you get good at this, what you'll actually find is that as you start awakening your consciousness, you'll get to the point where there will be less moments where you'll have to like backstep, meaning that you'll keep going forward, you'll keep learning lessons, and the lessons will be in your ability to kind of like show up in grace. And the lessons will be kind of different, but there will be less of those lessons where you kind of do something and then you're like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Boop, 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 boop. Let's try it again. And then you constantly repeat that. I'm sure we've all experienced this like within our own ways. And again, like it's kind of like that could be like sometimes we have to go through that, right? Like sometimes we have to go through that until we kind of get the lesson. But what we want to be able to do is just kind of be able to like, it's not like we're skipping the lesson, is that the lesson was to be aware that we didn't have to kind of like need to backstep sort of thing. So again, this is where it can come through the throat chakra, where we're just like, be very mindful of what you say and just kind of reflect, be like, do I need to say this right now? Can I say it later? Like, how will it make a difference? So, all right, just reading some of the comments here for those of you on YouTube. Stella says, I have scoliosis right between my shoulder blades. I get a lot of shoulder pain. I have been talking to my ancestors about lately, practicing self-love and self-compassion. Great to hear, Stella. The lower chakra, feel a bit non-conscious. I'm just trying to understand that too. Yeah. Um, Johnny says, thank you for the acknowledgement. I have the cheat sheet, looking forward to a lot and making a plan to culminate everything I've learned before beginning. Just got a call back on a new apartment this morning, so fingers crossed. Ani, awesome, Johnny. Fingers crossed for you too, dude. Again, that's why like this new apartment that I'm in, like I'm basically like this is like a temple. Like that's the way how I'm turning it into. It's like a temple for me. It's a very intentional space. When you walk through it, there's like a story. Like I literally have like a meditation room. Like I have my bedroom, my main area. This is like my studio space, and then there's like a meditation room that I have, which is pretty cool. So like when I go in there, it's like intentional meditation, which is honestly something I would encourage other people to do, is kind of create a space that's like your meditation space, or create some sort of ceremony. You know, be like, okay, like I'm going to light this candle. And when I light this candle, that means it's meditation time. And then you kind of commit to it and you sit with it, do a few rounds of the chakra practice. And again, when you do the chakra practice, this is something I was going to mention earlier. I love the idea of, again, kind of using the chakra practice and doing it in like a singing version. So you can play with it. You can, again, I was kind of doing this the other day, where you can almost make a song of it, where it's like, E A O A U S E A O A U S. This part doesn't really have the same ring to it, but still, you get the idea. I like how it's like kind of like, I feel like I'm like playing like, I feel like we're playing an instrument when we do this. I feel like I'm like playing like the ocarina from Legend of Zelda, where it's like e a e or e a o e a o e a o. That's like Lon Lon Ranch music or whatever. What would be the Song of Storms? It'd be like the Song of Storms is like do 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 do. So what would that be in the chakras? E e he e he something, maybe that would be it. No. That would be kind of it, kind of playing ourselves like an ocarina. Oh man, spiritual nerd humor. I love it. All right. So yeah, try that with the chakras. You know, try bringing a little like play with it. And even with the chakras, you can even kind of like practice holding the notes. So you can, so for example, you can do the throat chakra, and then you can practice like kind of like fluxing it. So it'd be like a oh. You can kind of like play with it. And you can even kind of like transition, be like a. So again, like you are this musical instrument. It's crazy, right? Like who would have thought? So, all right, okay, we're gonna get close to wrapping this up shortly. Any other quick questions before we conclude this? Any way you just want to share like good vibes, share some gratitude in the comments, please feel free. So let me know if anybody here, if you're inspired to like want to like join the Patreon at some point, please feel free to let me know in the chat. Drop a 777 if you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna join the Patreon soon enough. And again, whenever works for you, it's totally cool. With the Patreon, I'll note that the contributions only process on the first of each month. So if you sign up tomorrow, you don't pay anything until June 1st. That's when the contributions go through. So if that makes it easier for you, but you can like sign up, and then you can also like get like the discount for the item shop as well. So drop a 777 if you're just like, I'm gonna sign up for the Patreon when I can. So, and that could be in a year from now, whatever works for you. So, all right. Stella saying, interesting, I'm always feeling like I'm in survival mode with unstable health, fight or flight, doesn't stress, it's a vicious cycle and constant balancing act. Humans are so sexual, I felt like it's too much sometimes. Energy is finite, need to guard it, be intentional with it. Yes, very well said, Stella. Awesome stuff, forever grateful. Thank you, Johnny, as well. Javier, thank you for the congratulations. Tim, yes brother, love your frequency. Thank you, Tim. Come home within first and foremost. Yes, going back to what I was talking about the self-care. I made an altar in my craft room recently, says Stella. Stella, that's awesome. Yeah, like I'm building some altars. I got a few altars in my place. I got like an altar in every room basically. Like again, like altars should be used as symbols. Kind of like when you look at an altar, let it work as a symbol so that when you see it, it reminds you of certain things. It reminds you of your intentions. It reminds you of your virtues. It reminds you of your narrative, the bigger story. So when you see an altar, let it contain objects on it, and each one of those objects is like charged with an intention. And so when you see it, it like activates a part of your brain. You see like a certain crystal, you see a certain pine cone, and it kind of like reminds you, be like, oh, that pine cone was a pine cone that I got in Vancouver, and it reminded me of a part of my awakening, and it connects me to this remembrance. So you constantly want to kind of like surround yourself with things that are going to remind you, like remind, like literally remind, re-heart you with specific empowering ideas. Like that's what you want to do. So grab objects that have empowering ideas connected to them, and you can charge those objects. And and then like build it around your place. That's where like honestly, like for me, like I have different posters in my place. I'm gonna get some posters behind me. This won't be a blank wall forever. But when I walk through, I like see the posters and they each represent something. So when I see it, it's like a meditation. I walk through my apartment, it's like a meditation. There's like one, there's some Alex Gray art, and there's like one of the goddess. There's like one of like a shaman artist, and it's like the image of my ancestors. So when I walk first thing into my apartment, I see this picture of ancestors, and I'm kind of, even then I'm just kind of like, okay, gratitude for my ancestors right there and then, boom. I walk down the hallway, I see this picture of like the goddess, and I'm like, okay, like gratitude for the goddess, like right there and then, boom. And like other ones that kind of have their own correlation. Right now there's one in front of me, if it's an Alex Gray one, of kind of like this like beautiful Mandela higher dimensional consciousness of a person meditating. Again, that just kind of anchors me into that energy. So use art that has energy, and then use that energy, like use that art as a way to kind of like evoke that energy within you. If that makes sense, drop an 1111. Seeing those 777s from the team chat. Thank you for those of you who are planning on signing up to the Patreon in the future. It means so much. Like seriously, it really, really does. My Moon World dropping the 77. Thank you so much. Tim dropping the 77. Carmen, Johnny dropping the 77. Thank you again, everyone. And again, like seriously, like that's not. I don't do that as a way just to be able to, like anybody, like please, like your support in all forms is equally appreciated. So always know that. I know like I'm not expecting everyone to sign up for the Patreon, and that's why I always say like if you're in the position to do so, please feel free. But again, your support in all forms is equally appreciated. So you being you is the most important thing. So thank you for doing that. Awesome. Blake says, thank you. I wouldn't have done this without community. Aw, thank you, Blake. Yeah, Blake, I'm really proud. I'm really proud to see that you've been like making a habit of like incorporating what we've been doing with the practices into your individual meditations. Blake's been posting on their TikTok of like doing some meditations. They're like, yeah, this is inspired by Mystic Spider-Man meditation. So again, by us doing this is practice, right? Like this is practice, and then we carry this practice with us, and I encourage you to carry this practice into your own practices. Find your own style, kind of like find like your own flavor to it. So, and I really make the intention of like with these practices, like again, for some of you, you're going to tune in. Eventually you won't need these anymore. Like eventually you'll just be like, yeah, I did these for a few weeks, but now I'm just doing other stuff, and that's okay. That's okay, right? Like these meditations, they're always going to be for both beginners and experts, and it's also a chance just for us to connect as a team, right? So that's kind of like something I always focus on, is being able to create this broadcast knowing that there's going to be people who are tuning in for the first time who may be brand new to meditation. How do we create it in a way that's like really inviting, like really just kind of like accessible, and also something that can deepen as they continue to show up for it. So I appreciate everybody's feedback. All right, just reading some more comments, and then we're gonna wrap this up. I got a lot of post-production work to do from last night's broadcast. And again, a reminder, if you haven't yet, go ahead and check out the last night's broadcast. It's on my YouTube, and it'll be on iTunes shortly. I wonder how many people here are subscribed on iTunes. Not many people listen to the MP3s, but we have them. We have them. So I mean, it's good if you're just like out on the go, right, for your mobile devices. Stella, I used to play saxophone, so I feel like I'm a saxophone now. Very well said. Cool. All right, team. I'm ready to wrap this up. So again, if there's any other comments of gratitude, please feel free to leave that in the chat. Thank you, My Moon World. Beautiful. You've been inspiring so much. Thank you. That means a lot. And again, like this is me just being me, and in the same way, you're gonna be you, and you're gonna inspire people too. And yeah, just keep focusing on taking care of yourself. This is a very, very special time. Use this to your advantage, right? Like I would hate. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, what if like suddenly like the quarantine, the stay in shelter, and all that stuff. What if suddenly like the world was just back to normal tomorrow, back to normal? What if it just clicked back to normal, and then you were just like, wow, like that was weird. That was almost like a fever dream. And then you would look and you'd just be like, did I use that time wisely? Did I? Because like, what if it suddenly wasn't there anymore, and then suddenly it's just like back to the regular routine, right? So we don't really know exactly what's going to happen in the future and everything like that, but nonetheless, let's use this very sacred time as an opportunity so that when things kind of continue to shift, we'll be able to look at this time and be like, whoa, like I grew a lot during this time. I developed practices, I developed habits, I utilize this as an opportunity, and that's what we're doing here together. So yeah, let's use this time as an opportunity to really nurture ourselves, and to level up together. NZ Weather says, thank you as always. Enjoy your weekend. You're a precious soul. Thank you, NZ. Likewise, let's hope this pause helps change the landscape. Absolutely. My Moon says, yes, live in the moment and savor it and make the most of it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, let's make the most of it. Like, eventually, what are we gonna, like, people are just gonna like start to like suddenly things go back to normal, and then we're just gonna be like, next year, can we just do that again? Can we have like a quarantine next year where we just don't go to work, and maybe we still get to stay outside, but we just kind of focus on going inwards for a bit? Like suddenly it becomes a holiday, it becomes something we want to do or something. I don't know. Humans are like that. You never know. So awesome. All right. So again, concluding here, just sending everyone so much love, so much gratitude, wishing you an amazing weekend. For your weekend, I really encourage you to kind of like incorporate these practices into your weekend. If you feel like you want to do a little bit of chakra practice meditation, start your day. Do like 5 rounds of the chakra, E, A, O, U, S, and do that, and just kind of like be in that space where that's your focal point, and see what it's like for you. Do it as an experiment. Like, you are your own experiment, your own human experiment. And again, this is like based on like ancient Gnostic teachings and practices. So allow it to be something where you can just continue to allow it to reveal itself to you. And yeah, you're developing your willpower, you're developing your just like connection with your soul, your spirit, your energetic body, and again, just being able to like connect with that archetype of the light guardian within inside of you. So beautiful. Thank you so much again, everyone. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, if you're new or if you haven't yet, please feel free to join our team chat. The link for that is through my profile link for those of you on Instagram and TikTok. And in YouTube, you can find the link for the team chat down below. You can also find the link for the Patreon, for the item shop. You can also find our iTunes. We're Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes. You can go to paradigmshiftcentral.com. You can find the links there. And yeah, check out last night's full moon meditation broadcast, and just sending everyone so much love. It's always a pleasure to be able to just like hang out, and thank you for being here as a team and being social together. So go Team Shift. All right, beautiful. Thank you again, everyone. If you want to send me any messages of gratitude through Instagram or the team chat, please feel free to do that. And yeah, invite a friend to join in. Have an amazing weekend, and I would love to see you here Monday, and let's keep building that momentum together. So Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and yeah, let's do it. All right, team. Wishing you so much love. Until next time, as always, keep it shifty, and I will see you in the future. Thanks again. All right, just concluding the broadcast here. Thank you, TikTok. See you guys later. And thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Love you guys.